learn Westminster Chimes. That's on page 55. It uses the first inversion chords, as in, the middle note. So this is actually an E minor, first inversion. So scale degree 3. This is root position, right? Is on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to be using these fingerings throughout. Right hand actually never changes out of the first inversion and stays in this position. But remember what I said about keeping your wrist flexible while in a molded fixed position. Your hand is always following, your arm is always following through as your wrist is playing the chords. Yeah, but you are keeping 1 to 5 the whole time. So as a warm-up, you can even do something like, just kind of playing up and down. I mean, I can do it without pedal, I guess. Down on as a scale with the chords. And Westminster Chimes, you might have heard this tune if you grew up in the States. In between every period at school, I heard this, like electronic version. Westminster Chimes comes from a famous church in England called Westminster Abbey, where, they used to ring these giant bells at every hour. But now they just have all these cathedrals and abbeys and big churches have electronic versions of it now. Yeah, let me play for you once. It's got nice legato pedaling throughout. Always following through with the wrist, and then relax your hand, 2, 3. Okay, nice and strong at the end with a little bit of ritardando. Okay, so right hand has a lot of chords jumping around, right? And you can practice without pedal first. And left hand, just utilize, if you kind of skim the whole piece, it only has C and G. And then look at the second measure, it has got the octaves and the C octave. So C and G throughout the whole piece. So it's not a complicated left hand. So maybe you can even, practice pedaling with just the left hand. So let's first practice pedaling with the left hand for that nice legato pedaling. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, change, G. As I play the thumb, I go up and down and change, C, C, C and G, 2, 3, change, change, and change. Now we're at last line, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The hands holding and just the foot changes. Okay, now let's try to do both hands with no pedal. Okay, right hand, since it's going to be in the same position the whole time, you can either maybe just keep track of the top note, right? The relationship between all the top notes. So for example, the interval between the first 2 chords is a third, and then it's a step, and then it's a fifth, or things like that. Because if you're trying to process all 3 notes at once, it might be too much to read. But if you look at just the top notes of all the chords, the rest should be in the same place. Because it's always going to be a third on the bottom and the fourth on top. Okay, both hands with no pedal now. 1, ready, go. G, D, C. make sure it's flexible. Okay, and now you can add pedal, but you know, each one do it several times. I'm just doing it once for the video, but you should be doing it like, you know, like 5 times each. And even then it won't take too long. 1, ready, go. Change pedal. Change 2, 3, now quieter. How the rhythm change, 8th note, quarter, 1, now get louder, 1, 2, 3, off. Okay, keep your wrist flexible.